We are here at Zolder for 3D speed action, the third round of the championship. It's been a mixed bag so far. Barcelona was quite good. We had significant problems with the pedals at Brands Hatch, which kicked off into this whole bizarre scenario of pedal issues. We're looking good here. Was in the top 10 for most of qualifying, fell out right at the end. Didn't per se have the greatest lap. It was about 7/10 off my best lap here. But a couple things. One, the track temperature was not ideal. The traffic was not ideal. And the track never hit optimum in the entire qualifying session. So I think that probably could explain a couple of tenths. Kind of where I want to be. I'm third amongst the silvers.
Okay, Michael, be ready. Watch for the lights.
I mean, that is somewhat of a lie. I'd like to be first amongst the silvers, but we're behind Guillermo Taylor, Javier Perez Torres, who will start on row 5 in 9th and 10th. They are the front row of the silver class. We're ahead of a couple of pros. In fact, I have a couple of pros between us and the other silvers, which is nice. Get her up to speed. Not quite that close. Oh, get down, get down.
Green, green, green.
Right side.
Just made it.
Hold your line. Clear right. Right side.
I do hate this first turn.
Clear right. Car right.
Just as in general, especially at the start.
Hold your line.
So lost a spot to Martino
Still
Maglioli.
there. Clear
His
right.
new Ferrari. Ben Schwari through.
On your left.
So bad
Clear
start. Not surprising. Don't like starting here. Those are also two very fast cars that were behind me that I was expecting to have in front of me anyways. Well, maybe not Martino. He's in a new car.
On your right. Hold your line.
That was a little bit
Clear
of a
right.
dive bomb. But what happened to... Oh, did I hit it?
Right side.
No, car 119 is
Hold your line.
Stokes.
Clear right.
What happened to Ben? Yep, check that on the replay. It was on lap 1, so it will be reviewed. I may have killed the Nissan. I don't know, though. Legitimately not sure what happened there. I got a safety rating penalty for contact with Stokes. But Stokes is not Ben Schwari. Stokes is still there, and I think it was Stokes nudging me in the back. Go down the inside of Martino. Nothing doing. By the way, my teammate Paul Riccobeni, one of them anyways, Javier Perez Torres up ahead is the other one, is on pole.
B12.
Don't know if he's retained the lead. I would hope so. The Lexus is strong in virtually every overtaking zone on the track here. I do wonder if maybe I caused... Did I maybe cause Ben to check up, which caused Wesley to have a bizarrely good run on him? Maybe?
On your right.
And maybe Wesley
Clear right.
poked him, but like, you know, kind of my fault.
Come on, Michael. Good stuff. Keep it coming.
I see it from the stewards as I make my way around Martino. So does Wesley. Martino made a mistake there. And these, of course, are the two cars I'm very interested in. Silver Cup leader in the race, Guillermo Taylor. And Silver Cup championship leader, Javier Perez Torres. And my teammate. It's going to be a weird relationship all season long with Javi if I actually do start putting together the results I know that I'm capable of. Although the pedals have probably put lie to it. Pedals won't be a big deal today, I guess I should say, because
B11.
in a nutshell, this is a very sharp input on the throttle track.
On your left. Clear
So
left.
the problem where I can't roll onto the throttle is not really a problem here. Unlike, say, at last Saturday's race at Paul Ricard and this upcoming Saturday's race at Kyle Almy. Both of which I will be skipping the Kyle Almy one because that's a track that I am, in general, quite poor at. Which is not a reason to miss tracks, for the record, but when mixed with the pedal problem, I will
The gap
go
to
with
Torres in front is now
discretion
0.5.
as the better part of valor. Got lucky there that wasn't a track cut warning. This is the problem at the
Your front
practice
brakes are
race.
pretty hot
I
now.
had an illegal best lap. Pressure all over the
The
back
gap behind is now 0.25.
of Guillermo Taylor from Javi. Martino is behind me now instead of Wesley.
Heads up, there's a car rejoining.
I'm not even sure that was a limits thing.
That lap time was 1:31.82. Good lap. That's your quickest so far.
There's a car exiting the pit lane, which is interesting. Not sure who that is. But they are down a lap, I assume. Now, after all this chaos, I'm right where I qualified. Ben Schwartz's still back in 14th, so if I did cause him problems, at least it wasn't race-ending problems. Get him, Javi. Get him. Does feel like Guillermo is the cork in the bottle right now. Hopefully we're getting some time on the
That's a new fastest lap for Johnston, 1:29.77.
track. Chris Johnston putting up fast lap times. No surprise there.
That's your best lap in the session.
Martino getting on my ass. Doesn't work out for him all that well. In fact, gives Wesley a run. Haven't raced Martino a ton, which is weird because we've been on the same track a lot, and I don't even think of him as like ludicrously faster than me. There's a yellow flag out there. I wonder if hopefully that wasn't for me going slightly off the track. Whoa! You can see in the mirror some of the acrobatics that'll be pulled through these chicanes.
Alright, Michael, hold your nerve, just keep it smooth, no mistakes.
I swear I saw someone ahead of me off the
first
track,
chicane.
but I didn't get a spot off of it. Like in the early laps. I swear there was somebody off at that second chicane. Thought it was a red Ferrari, which would have been Andrew Burke, a newcomer to the field. 3 newcomers today. We also have the Mercedes Straka team of, can't remember what they're actually called themselves, is like OTL, I think. Jeff Wentworth and Jake Keckley. Pair of Americans who we have not seen in ESR since
P11.
the touring car series, I think. So good to have them back. Both are quick and good racers. Coming in as pro entries. Javier has dropped back of Guillermo, so Guillermo's put in a lap. Because it's not like I'm up on the ass of Javier.
Okay, Michael, you're reeling.
Wow.
Torres,
Just
the
being
gap is
picked
now
up there.
0.7.
Of course, the question is, at what point do me and Javi try to play the team game and let me have a crack at him? Because Javi's been pretty rocked up on the back of him and hasn't been able to get through.
New fastest lap for
Maybe
Johnston,
I can do it.
129.
Maybe. I don't know. I doubt it. I don't see myself as much of a superior overtaker to Javi, but never be afraid to use the admin stick to motivate folks.
P11.
Javi was faster that lap, though, by a tenth. So I definitely don't feel he's holding me up or anything. We've caught up to the back of a rowdy fight between the Lexus of Antonio Garda, LZA Racing, and the Cyberline team leader, Simeon Naku. It's weird seeing Simeon in an Aston Martin after he campaigned in a Ferrari on Sunday. Just a bit of a weird transition, if we're being honest. Going from mid-engined 488 to the front-engined V8 Aston Martin. I'd love to get a top 10 today. And because this is probably going to be my best race of the season, I'm going to show Javi the nose. Probably was over-aggressive there. I was trying to be nice to a teammate. Not that he needs to let me through. Again, I don't think he's necessarily holding me up, although I am up on his butt right now.
Your last lap time was 131.84.
Car right.
I think he did let me through there.
Clear right.
That was a bit of a weird line he took. You know who's disappeared from my rear view? Oh, there he is still there. Wesley Stokes. No, Javi got mugged by Martino. May have hurt the team there. Not sure if, like, Javi was trying to let me through or what. Martino is hard for a Ferrari on those curves.
Don't let this guy intimidate you. He's
See
quicker
the
than us
car
in the second chicane.
I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up damaging the car, to be honest. Alright, well, I got through Javi, and at least part of that was to try to bring home
That's a new fastest lap for
a third
Johnston,
consecutive Silver Cup win
129.38.
for the team, so I got to catch Guillermo Taylor.
Okay, Michael, the next car is Taylor.
Who has been doing exceedingly well in that HWA, Mercedes.
10th position.
Martino appears to be weak in Sector 3. That will hopefully help me out. Sector 2 is my weak spot. I'm actually very on the pace in 1 and 3. Alarmingly so, to be honest. More so than I probably ever have been. But Sector 2 does see me losing quite a bit of time to the absolute fastest guys. And Martino is playing with fire with that curb. It's like the only part of the track I'm kind of tempted to drive in my ears just to see what he does. As we get our first track limit warning, not surprising. Ben Schwarry's also gotten past Javi. That's no good. I could comfort myself by saying that those are pro drivers,
You've just
so
done it on
them getting past us was
30.94.
kind of given. And if I'd stayed behind Javi, it'd be me who was falling back. But I still do feel slightly bad if I bullied Javi out of the way. It was not my intention, but so perhaps two less than ideal driving moments here today. The first on lap 1 with Ben Schwarry, which I still don't know what happened, but I'm sure the steward will take a look at it. Does seem like I'm catching Guillermo just a little bit. Finished 5th in the practice race, which of course means very little because the field is always a little bit smaller. We were having all kinds of problems with weather too in the lead up to this race. Ever since the new weather matrix came out, frankly, it just seems like it's wrong. 6/10 that lap on Taylor, so looking good. Not within what I would call striking distance yet, but on him. And I have managed to drive a little bit away from Martino. Possibly due to some assistance from the Nissan of Ben Schwarry. Simi Nakua!
White flag, yellow flag, watch out.
Martino closed up a bit and got some space.
Fastest lap for Johnston, 129.15.
Javi's in 12th, still behind them. So he's having an okay race. Much closer to Taylor. Pressure on.
E9.
8/10 faster. He's in the high 31s right now. I wonder if he has damaged the car, possibly. Although that will not help me. Losing a huge heap of time there. I was going to say, I wonder if maybe he's damaged the car over the curbs. Or perhaps tire issues. Or just not in the zone. All of these are possible. He's been reasonably unaggressive over the curbs. I'd say I'm taking more curb than he is. So damage seems unlikely.
Gap to Taylor.
Not sure what happened with
Ahead
Simi
is now
and
1.3
Naku.
seconds.
Possible contact with Garda. Possibly just a mistake. It is a very common spot to make a mistake there with the raised curb. So I'm about the same distance from Taylor as I was last lap, despite a bad first sector. And the gap is up to 2.2 to Martino Magliolo, my rival for the MAG short form. Although I just took MMA because, I mean, let's face it, mixed martial arts, baby. Martino did a 31.2. I did a 31.1. So even a bad lap managed to net me a 10th over him. That's good. Reassuring. Let's keep my eyes forward to Guillermo Taylor, who is very quick through that first sector. So that was not a terrible first sector by me. And he got away. Lap car up ahead is John Picha in the E-Motorsports Honda. The
On your right.
I did interest. Oh,
Still there. Clear right.
oh. Sorry, John. Need to refocus and deal with trying to reestablish my dominance over Martino. Might be facing 2 steward penalties. That's less than ideal.
Alright, Michael, there'll be chances here. Let's make sure we can take them. 20 minutes remaining, you've got 20 minutes left. That's half distance, the fuel's okay. P9.
Trying a second gear out of there. It gives me a little bit of a better drive. I'll use it sometimes if I'm being followed in there nice and tight, like I was there. Taylor is getting away a little bit. Just a quick glance at fuel. No problems there. 40 liters to, or 40 and a half liters to go. Started with 75, so we'll have more than enough for the end. Which is always my
Just
goal.
ignore him, he'll go away. They're faster than us into the first chicane.
I disagree with my crew chief. He probably won't go away, but I am going to ignore him.
New fastest lap for Johnston, 129.11.
I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that Johnston is ahead of Paul. That's like the 3rd fastest lap he's had. That'll flag sector 1. That does not affect me at the moment. Looked like for a half second, my brain was like, Taylor's
The next car is Taylor.
Alright, 2.5 second gap. Taylor pulled out the big guns,
E9.
so whatever was up with his lap
That's good
times appears to
consistency.
have
Keep it
resolved
up.
itself. Maybe it was tires, and his tires are just kind of worn into a good place. Javier has lost another spot to Wesley. That doesn't really help me championship-wise,
Yellow
though.
flag, caution.
Oh, there's the run.
Left side. Clear left.
Highly compromised, so that helps Taylor out. Let's see who is off the track there causing the yellow. But I didn't
The
pick
gap
up
to
spot,
Taylor
so
ahead is
presumably
now
it is
3.1 seconds.
someone who already was having a bad day. I need to do something about Martino. And ironically,
You've used half your fuel.
thing I need to do about Martino is the same thing I need to do about Guillermo Taylor. I need to settle in and pump out some laps. I get the second
E9.
part of that lap. Might have been Guillermo Martinez, who is in the pit lane. That was the cause of that yellow flag. He's having an up and down season. Was really, really solid at Brands Hatch, but really problematic at Barcelona, and he's been kind of problematic here. So, very up and down. Early days yet.
gap behind is now 0.7.
Be at Zandvoort next, I think, which was the site of my best result in the GT Challenge series, so... But that was very carnage assisted by a rather silly move by a couple of different people, but predominantly Matt Hicks.
Okay, Michael, the next car is Taylor.
Taylor 31.4.
That last lap was a 131.03.
Still have Martino in my back mirror, which is a problem, because even if I don't really see myself racing Martino, he's a pro entry, I'm a silver entry, he's going to slow me. He slowed me down 2 laps there with
15 minutes left. That's 15 minutes.
Fairly aggressive moves. They were fair, but aggressive. And that is actually what has really given Taylor this
Taylor in. The
breathing
gap
room.
is 2.1 seconds.
Credit to Taylor, he has responded with some very good laps. So he's made the best of it.
Let's see how wide you can make this thing. A bit quicker than us entering the first chicane. P9.
About a 3/10 there. Still under pressure from the big bad Ferrari, who is under immense pressure from the Nissan of Ben Schwari as well. I need Ben to make a run at Martino, I think. Martino looking quick in that new Ferrari pick, but that being said, he was actually higher up on the grid at Brands Hatch in the Porsche, and I can't remember if he attended Barcelona. I mean, someone leaving the Porsche is always bound to make me a little happy, but I don't know, would have preferred something rare on the grid maybe. Maybe another 720 or an Audi R8.
P9.
Good lap, but Taylor's was better. He's keeping me at arm's reach, 2 seconds. And it's getting more congested, if anything, behind me. I don't know the corner names around here at all, for the record. I know that they largely end in Bacht. There's definitely one name for Jackie Ickx, probably the greatest Belgian race car driver of all time. Made up 6/10 that time. Was also marginally faster than Martino, but he is still very much in my rear view. As close as I've been to Guillermo Taylor in a while, though. Top 7 are gone. Barring a mistake here in the last 10 minutes. Last quarter distance. Oh, I don't want to hear that. Bobby got taken out. No.
The gap behind's increased to
part of me is like no, but part of me is also like kind of yes,
left. Keep digging.
because he's been dominating silver. There we go. Got some breathing room back to Martino finally. A little disappointed the AM race is only 2 cars today. Juan Borji and Cliff Hemian. It's kind of really
E9.
just giving that cup to Hemian. Because Borji missed Brands Hatch and no Keir O'Neill today. And Ryan Gonzalez has missed 2 in a row now. Juan Ramos is kind of just out of it due to I'd say scheduling, but more just family, you know. He's got a family to deal with, and Wednesday nights are sometimes not terribly conducive to that kind of thing. And there should be one more AM driver that I cannot seem to remember. Lost a little ground to Taylor and to Martino this lap. Oh, got a little squirrely. Wesley's now in that battle for 10th place. Or I guess really that's just an extension of the battle for 8th. From Taylor back to Stokes, there's a bit of a gap after him to, but it's either
E9.
I think that's a numbered one, so that's one of the Straka Mercedeses, I think. Yeah, 106. Can't remember if that's Wentworth or Keckley. Let's see, who are the 7? Oh. Holy shit, there is actually a call for a thunderstorm. There should be no frickin' rain. Be used as the excuse for why this lap sucks. Can I get a... Got the timing right for a change, though. This is beautiful. Nice dusky race at the end here. Or has that overly affected the track temp? It's a little lower.
Sector 2 is 1.1
Made up
off the pace.
3/10 to Taylor. Is becoming more and more likely that I'm going to have to defend from Martino rather than attack Guillermo, though. Or he can't seem to give me the help I need. To knock the AF Corsa... Is it the AF Corsa?
Okay, Michael, don't let this guy distract you. They're quicker than us entering turn 2.
I don't remember if that's the AF Corsa one, or if that's AF Corsa is the one being run by Tom LaBeouf, who I believe is absent today. Should check into that. Mistake there by Martino.
White flag. Incident in the hairpin.
Incident in the hairpin? White flag is still out. I made a hash of that hairpin, though. Maybe Antonio Garda.
5 minutes to go. 5 minutes left. Hit all your apexes. Wait for the chances to come, mate. 10 minutes of fuel remaining.
Oh! Batted to
Right
last
side.
chicane.
Clear right.
Gave a run to Martino. No kidding. Sector 3 was shitty. Someone apologizing to Mira for something. Mira was probably up ahead of me. Lights are on as good as they can
Gap
be.
to Taylor ahead is increasing. It's now 4.6 seconds.
Taylor is gone. Which is a shame. Got broke way too early there. Fortunately, I think it just effectively ended up being an accidental brake check. Having a hard time finding some of my braking markers. So 3 minutes to go. I'll be probably 3 laps.
E9.
Drive through for car
Yellow flag.
55.
There's an incident in turn 2.
Can't remember who that is. John Peachoff. Car 55 appears to be no one in the vicinity of me, so not important to my race, unless he's somewhat up like in the top 5 or something.
The leader, Johnston, is pitting.
Oh, it's Johnston! Shit! Alright, that is a big deal. I was gonna say, I
The gap
think
behind is
55
now
is a fast
1.0
car.
seconds.
I didn't realize it was Johnston.
The guy in front is Taylor.
Probably not a spot for me, but it's probably a spot for Paul.
Two minutes to go. 2 minutes.
Because Johnston was in the lead.
Car left.
And I got rear-ended by Wesley.
We're seeing a few spots
There
of drizzle
goes the
now.
top 10. Rain is coming. With no rain set. That's fantastic.
There's a car rejoining in front.
Stokes is in the pits.
There's an incident in turn 1, P12.
Car is not feeling great. Wesley was actually going for an overtake on Martino. And damage is... damage is not that heavy. Not actually seriously considering a pit stop, to make that clear. Well,
Air and track temps are decreasing. Air temperature's now 27.
I
The track
had-
temperature is now 27.
I had my
Celsius.
contact with Picha and maybe something with Ben Schwari, so I cannot be especially angry about the contact there. It happens. Still gonna report it, but
Okay, Michael. Seen a few spots of rain. Seems to be increasing.
again, I feel the need to point this out. We're getting rain with a 0.0 cloud, 0.0 rain set to the server. I mean, alright. I guess I should look behind me a little bit here. I am fairly clear of Simeon Naku. Coming down hard. It's only greasy. I kind of disagree with
One more lap to go.
I disagree with the statement of the wet tires being optimal. We're probably in no man's land, frankly. That turn is really hard at the night, to be honest. Because there's not much of a, an actual... It's not much of a brake marker, even in the daytime. Just focusing on getting it home. Still going to be second in silver, so this is, by any metric, my best result of the season.
There's an incident in turn one.
could
Alright, Michael, we're getting proper rain
also
now. Looks like it's getting harder.
be a penalty. Should have jacked up the traction control before.
P12. That's the end of the race.
Do that.
Never mind.
I mean, I don't know what more you wanted. I got rear-ended. Crew chief is angry. People should not be talking until everybody is done the race.
There's an incident in the first chicane. Looks like P4 has gone off in turn 2.
Fuel was pretty much perfect too, so handled that well. I think that is Paul winning ahead of Turcotte. Wentworth with a podium in debut. Johnston still gets fourth despite a drive-through penalty. Jesus. William Murrah, Andrew Burke, Garda, Taylor wins silver. I get second in silver behind Schwari, Keckley, and Magliolo. Naku behind me, then Yimbo on the podium for silver. And Cliff Hemian with another win in the AM Cup. Find my way around to the pits. We got rain, with me setting it to 0 rain and 0 cloud. Jesus Christ. Yeah, you gotta drive through probably for cut track.
Watch your speed.
Just got the in-game chat here. So, I mean, mixed bag. I feel good about the result, obviously. 12th place is good. Should have been 9th, but oh well. Hard hit with hard hit with Wesley. Forced him to retire. I'm still going to report it unless I watch the replay and find myself in a completely different... where's my pit box here? This is the problem with turning the pit markers off. Can't really find yourself. There we go. Anyways, tune in next time for Zandvoort for the Wednesday series, but I've also got action coming to you from Super Mega Baseball. Twitch channel is now up and running. That's going to be home for Super Mega Baseball and also Battletech. Possibly some Dota and maybe some Lords of Waterdeep. That'll be fun. That'd be good.